Welcome, everyone, to the Flower Files podcast sponsored by Wildly Native Flower Farm. Here, everyone is welcome to talk with fellow flower lovers, including real perspectives from the farm, the flowers, and me, the florist.
From the messy day-to-day operations down to the details and even business perspectives, this podcast has a little bit of everything to keep it real. We know that life can get crazy and we don't always have the time to spend on what we love, so we are here to help you take a little time to indulge in nature. I'm Liza Getz.
I'm Lizzie Frey, and we are the team that makes this podcast. Every once in a while, we have a couple guests, this business thing, and what we are working with is called life.
Join us as we walk you through how to think outside the box, talk from the farmer's perspective, have honest conversations about florals, and how to run, well, life. So listen in.
You can find us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, in the podcast section, and any of your other podcast platforms. You can also find us online at wildlynativeflowerfarm.com, and in an easy way, you can look in the show notes, and all of the information will be right there for easy access for you guys.
Hey, flower friends. Welcome back to the Flower Files, where we talk flowers, farming, business, and all of the magic that helps us bloom in between. I'm Liza, your favorite flower farmer florist turned floral entrepreneur. And today's topic is one that makes a lot of us squirm a little. And I'm not talking about the worms. I'm talking about asking for reviews. Yep, we're going there. All right, so we're going to start off with why reviews are worth their weight in gold. And I want to start with the why, because why is it even worth your energy? There's so many different ways and things that your time is demanded for. Don't even get me started on social media, because I feel like that's something that we put so much time and effort into, and sometimes you shake your head and you wonder. But reviews are a little bit different. In today's world, people believe that other people say things that are way more important than what they see in an ad. Let's face it, an ad can be posed to make it look like anything that you want it to look like, where reality, it's not quite like that. I totally was suckered into, I thought it was this really, really cool, it was so bad. I saw an ad, it was on TikTok, it looked like this really cool gemstone mug. I ordered it, it came, it was 100% plastic, and it was the worst purchase I have ever made. And the person I gave it to, thank God, had a sense of humor and uses it as a cat bowl scoop, because there's no way anyone should put hot liquids in that. But so social proof is kind of like marketing currency. If you had to put a price tag on it, your reviews come from real people. So think about the last time you bought something online. I don't know about you, and I feel like generationally it may be a little bit different, but I know the first thing I do is I always scroll down to the reviews, because that's what my daughter taught me. I was uncertain between two different things, and Liz was like, "Mom, did you look at the reviews?" And I was like, smack the forehead, duh. No, I didn't scroll to the reviews. Did I read the 1 stars, the why behind the 1 stars, and the glowing ones? What are the differences, and why are those reviews there? So, exactly. So, reviews build trust before someone meets you. It gives you credibility when you're new. And it also helps build connection, because when someone sees themselves in someone else's reviews, boom, instant bond. So even if you don't know the person, but they're saying things in a way that are similar to the way you would speak or something that you're looking for, those reviews are golden. And for businesses like ours, where emotion, beauty, personal connection, all of those things matter, reviews are really everything. I always kid with people that I sell dead things, and they kind of look at me. But realistically, when you back it up and when you look at things in the big picture, What I sell is a consumable, perishable product. Same thing with all fresh fruits and vegetables. Unless they're frozen, that's a different shelf life. But it's a very short window, a very short shelf life. And you have to figure out what you're going to do with it, how you're going to extend that life, and figure out how you can make money out of that. And what we're really selling is that connection factor and the beauty behind it. So all of that is very emotionally based for some folks. I mean, think about when you go to your local hardware store, for example, and you need a Phillips head wooden deck screw at a specific length. There's no emotion behind that. You don't walk into that aisle of screws and nuts and bolts and staples and nails and all kinds of fasteners and go, I want the pretty one. No, you walk down that aisle and you have a very specific item that you need. It's not like that when you buy flowers. It's not like that when you're planning a wedding. It's not like that when you're setting up a garden bed. It's not like that when you're doing anything in regards to gardening. Most of the time people go, and raise your hand, because I am one of these people. You go to the garden center store for one thing and you come out with 10 things because it was an emotional purchase. It's pretty. You want it. You need it. So it's important that you're able to connect and people can figure out ways that they can understand and make sure that it's the correct fit. So, why does asking for reviews feel weird? Why does it feel weird? Because let's be honest, we're taught not to toot our own horn. We don't want to seem desperate or awkward or pushy. You don't want to be that slimy salesperson with like the slicked back hair in the briefcase. But here's the truth. If you delivered a great experience, asking for feedback isn't a favor, it's a celebration between the two of you. And I think when you change the perspective of what a review is, how to get them, and how to interact with them, it takes that uncomfortable side out of it. So you're flipping your mindset. You're not begging. You're not out, hey, can I please? No, you're not fishing for compliments. You're opening the door for someone to reflect on something beautiful that you provided for them. And this transcends, it's outside of flowers. It doesn't matter what industry you're in. Say you're building websites. You created a beautiful website. You're going to be proud of that. You're going to want to share that. Say you create jewelry. Say you create anything. I mean, I guess it's hard if you're a diesel mechanic. But at the end, when you have fixed that motor and she is purring prettily and that owner is satisfied because now they can enjoy their prized possession, even if it is a little stink pot putt boat, it's still something that you're proud of and it's still something that you can connect with someone on. So guess what? People love to help other people when they know it matters. So let's drop the shame or the embarrassment or the uncomfortableness and get strategic. Become strategic with why and the how. Okay, so how to ask without feeling slimy. And there's a couple ways to make asking for reviews feel like service, not sales. Just make it a natural part of your process. After a wedding, a bouquet delivery, for instance, follow up with a thank you note and an email. Super simple. It meant the world to work with you. If you'd be willing to share a few words about your experience, it helps us more than you know. Add a link where you want the review to go. Do you want it to go to a specific place? It will make it easier for them to do it. It will make it easier for you to then see it. It will make it easier the whole way around. I don't think there's anything wrong in putting it out there and asking. Amazon is to the point where every single purchase I make, I automatically get a request for a review. So I feel like society is shifting and our perspectives as consumers are shifting, where some people will only leave a review when they're frustrated or upset. I think it's becoming more commonplace for people to leave reviews across all levels of service. If it was really great, if it was really frustrating, or if it was just kind of okay. I'm a huge nerd, as you guys all know by now. So every time I read a book, at the end of that book, I get asked 2 questions. How was the book? And if it's an audiobook, I also get asked about how it was read. So you're going to have reviews constantly, constantly, constantly. We're being barraged with them. So you asking for them is not something that you should be uncomfortable with. It should be something to which you're already familiar with. If you're uncomfortable with it, maybe you need to change your wording. Maybe you need to just shift it so that it reflects you a little bit better. And you can make it emotional. People write better reviews when they actually feel something. So instead of, "It meant the world to work with you," you could say something like, "Your words can help another bride feel confident about choosing a local flower farm." And that's powerful. Or, "When you share what you loved, it helps us keep doing what we love." So it's more of a conversation. I don't want you to think of it as a transaction. It's not, I'm going back to that hardware store and we're in there buying nuts and bolts. It's not just a transaction. You're not buying a nut, a bolt, a screw, checking out, and poof, your day is finished. It's a conversation, because those conversations help all of us grow. I think one of the biggest things to remember in all of this is make it easy. Give them prompts. You know, things, a lot of the times when people will ask for a review, sometimes I look at the email and I put it back in the unread and go, "Ugh, I'll look at that later." But I do that because I know it's not just 3 check boxes and I can move on. I like putting thought into it. But sometimes I sit and I stare at my screen and I go, but I don't know where to start. So I know there's a lot of people out there who probably feel that way. So in order to make it easy for the people that you're asking for reviews from, you may want to give them a couple prompt questions that they can then use in the review. Things like, what made you choose us? Where did you initially hear about us? How did you feel when you first saw your flowers? Would you recommend us to a friend? How would you describe your experience in working with us? Listing some of those questions does 2 things. It removes the pressure of them having to write the perfect thing, but it also allows you to determine what you want them to say instead of, "It was really great, the flowers were wonderful, highly recommend." If you have a list of questions, it helps them write something that maybe is a little more thought out and helpful. So, real life review stories, okay? I want to read a couple reviews we've gotten over the years that have made us cry or cheer or remember why we do this. I mean, you can hop onto our Google site and look at, there's reviews all over the place. We have reviews on Google. We have reviews on Etsy. We have reviews all over the place. So trying to find your reviews, take a look and see what people are actually saying. And that will help you understand what they're saying. And I always love it when people not only leave a review, but they also drop a couple flower pictures in, or a picture of them with their flowers, or just the flowers themselves. Something simple like, "Liza and her team at Wildly Native did a phenomenal job with the florals for our wedding. They went above and beyond to make the vision for the day come to life with pictures." And that's amazing. But then there's sometimes where it's something simple. It says, "Beautiful, unique arrangement. Thank you so much." So that comes from our website. So every sale that we make, whether it's on Etsy, whether it's on the website, or whether it's through one of our brides, we always are asking for reviews so that we can learn and figure out what to do that's better. I mean, you can look through just about every website. If you Google them, you can find these long reviews. Great communication and fantastic service, customer and delivery both.
Hey guys, Lizzie here. I bet you didn't know this about me, but I am gluten free, and one of the things that I struggle with is going to the grocery store and finding the foods that fit my dietary needs. What I have been doing for the past couple of months is ordering from Hungry Root. Now, Hungry Root is an online company where you can order groceries off of their website. It's full of produce, crackers, cookies, to muffins, to meats, and all the different types of snacks and things like that. They have made my life so much easier in the process of finding foods that fit my dietary needs. There are filters that you can adjust, such as non GMO, dairy free, gluten free, paleo, different preferences, and things like that. So, what they have done for us, because they're such a generous company, the Hungry Root team has given us a 40% off discount code on your first box. So, if you use the code FLOWER40, and that's capital FLOWER 40 at checkout, you will get 40% off your first box. I'm so excited to team up with these guys. They've made such an impact on my life in the morning and to my day to day life. And I hope you experience the exact same thing that I do. All of the information will be linked down below, including the link to where it should already be pre applied to your cart when you hit the link and go to their website. And I will also add the code at the bottom for easy access in our show notes. I hope you guys have a wonderful day and enjoy your first box through Hungry Root.
And simple, short and simple. And sometimes that is really, really powerful. Here's one where it's much longer. We used Wildly Native for our wedding. Liza and her team created the most perfect bouquets, boutonnieres, and table arrangements. The bridesmaids' bouquets were vibrant and full. My bouquet was as elegant as can be. I wanted to use Wildly Native flowers from the Eastern Shore, and when I initially spoke with Liza, I shared my theme was Eastern Shore and the beauty it brings. I mentioned no sunflowers, but bright colors. Liza, Lizzie, and the rest of the team did an outstanding job. The flowers truly made the day even more special than it already was. If you're looking for wedding flowers, look no further. If you're even looking for a gift or just want a nice bouquet for your kitchen table, contact Wildly Native. And P.S. Don't forget cake flowers too. Instead of a topper, I opted for flowers on my cake. Wildly Native picked the perfect ones. My best advice as a bride is let them do what they do best and surprise you with final results because they always turn out beautiful. So that was written by one of our customers. It was included pictures. It was so kind and so thought out, and there was definitely reasons throughout there. So if somebody doesn't know us, your first handshake with someone could be your website. Or if you think about it, if they don't know you and they just stumble across your website, your first handshake with potential customers could be your Google reviews if they Google you. But it could be reviews from whatever search engine you're using. And that's really, really important because that right there, that's the kind of connection that can inspire someone who's still deciding. And reviews don't just help us sell, they remind us why our work matters. Okay. So enough about get the reviews. All right, you've got one. Now what do? Don't let all those glowing reviews collect dust in the online folder. Put them to work. Post them on Instagram with a photo from the job. Add them to your website or your course or sales page. Use it in a quote in your email signature. Create a highlight on Instagram called Love Notes. We don't do that, and I love that. And I've just recently found that. And it's something that we have been considering adding to one of the sections on Instagram. And frame one and put it out. Put it out where you're selling things. Put it on the farmer's market table if you're at a farmer's market. Put it in a quote next to a free giveaway to a local restaurant if you do something like that. There's so many different ways that you could use those reviews. They're not your words, and you should be proud of them. People are excited. They want to do these things with you. And every review becomes a tiny little brand ambassador. think about that. Think about that. Okay. Not going to lie. Not everything is peaches and rosebuds. And I believe in talking in reality. We did a wedding a couple weeks ago. Actually, it was months ago at this point. The bride was very particular. She was super intense, knew exactly what she wanted. She was all about specific hues. It was incredibly stressful. We wanted to make sure it was perfect, just like we do for everything. But she in particular really had me stressed out. And the day of the event, she was super excited. We handed her bouquet, and she turned and she looked at her mom. And she goes, "Oh, Mom, isn't this just beautiful?" And her mom goes, "Yes," and turns and walks away, which is not my relationship. It's not what I would anticipate. It's a little bit different. So it kind of made my heart drop, really panicked me a little, but bride was happy. We went with the rest of our setup. We went downstairs. We did the bridal drop off upstairs. We went downstairs. We were setting up downstairs, and the mother came down and she said, "These aren't finished, are they?" I was like, "No, we're halfway through. We've only set out this section and all of that kind of stuff." She goes, "Well, where's the pink?" And again, I didn't know my heart could drop further than it did the first time, but it dropped like through the floor. The first time was like to my stomach. This time was like past my toes. She goes, "Well, where's the pink?" I was like, "Well, that's not what the bride had asked for." She's like, "Well, it's not a wedding if there's no pink involved." And I was like, "Oh my God, all this bride wanted was like Merlot, hues of Merlot, cream." There was never a mention of pink. And one of the bridesmaids comes huffing. I mean, like, running across the floor. She's like, I'm sorry, I got her." And I was like, "What do you mean you got her?" I was like, "Okay." And she's like, "All right, you're needed back upstairs." So she gets her back upstairs and she turns around, takes a couple steps back and goes, "It was my job for her not to talk to anybody and piss off any of the vendors. I'm really sorry." I was like, "I'm good." So I was so panicked. I was like, do I even send the standard review information that we would send out? What do I do? How do I handle this? Do I just let sleeping dogs lie? Do I leave it alone? We sent out the review. I sent out the review. And it came back with 5 stars and everything was fine. So I have gotten in our shipping with Etsy, there have been times where boxes have been smashed. Things have arrived damaged. Sometimes things are maybe out of our control, or maybe the vision for what was shared, and after budget cuts and changes and everything else that can kind of happen along the way, maybe the vision has changed so much that what they anticipated and what reality is has shifted as well. So there's so many things to consider. So what do you do if you get a bad review? The dreaded not so happy customer, because immediately if something's wrong, there's this ripple effect of panic that I personally go through. So if something's not right, is it the bride who's not not okay? Is it the planner? What about the venue? What about, are we going to still be invited? Are we this? Are we that? And the panic and sheer dread that goes through my soul of like, oh my God, what am I going to do? Is real. But here's how I see it. A negative review is a mirror. Sometimes it reflects something you can fix, and sometimes it's just not your person. And that's okay. So either way, respond professionally and always stay kind. Always stay kind. Learn if there's a real lesson, and then don't dwell. Keep blooming. Because I'll bet you have 100 positive reviews and maybe 1 negative. And what do we as humans tend to focus on? The 1 negative. Don't do that. Don't do that. Keep blooming. Don't let them dull your petals. Don't let them stink your fragrance. Don't let them change your sunshine. Keep doing what you're doing, because you know what? At the end of the day, it may not be about you. It may be about them. So, okay, friend, Here is your challenge this week. I'm giving you all a challenge. And I want you guys to do this. I want you to tag me in Instagram. I want you to have fun with this. I want this to be an interactive thing. Okay, so I want you to reach out to 3 past customers and ask for a review. Make it super casual. And you will probably write and rewrite this email 300 times. Maybe 3, but for me, it felt like 300 times. So make it casual, make it heartfelt, and make it a part of your rhythm. And if you really, really, really want to step it up, start collecting them in a happy folder for the days when the business feels hard. We all need reminders of the impact that we actually make. It's okay to have moments. It's okay to need to take a breath. It's okay to feel like, oh my God, there's a thunderstorm. You know that sunshine is always right around the corner. And I'm spewing all this, and I have a hard time remembering it myself. But don't forget, you make an impact. Okay? So, if this episode inspired you, do me a favor, leave me a review. Wherever you listen to your podcasts, like, follow, do all of the engagement things. It helps more people find the show, and it helps keep me going. And in the meantime, reach out. I challenge you. I can't wait to see what you guys get as far as reviews. Share them with me. Share your words. What was your favorite word that you used? What was the scariest part? Did they all reply? Tell me all about it. So, until next time, keep growing with your heart, keep sharing with your gifts, and don't be afraid to ask for a little of the love that you've earned. This is Liza, and this has been the Flower Files.
Hey guys, just dropping a line to tell you about Patreon.
So I asked them, meaning Mom and Amber, what is Patreon anyway? Because I honestly had no idea. So we're going to explain it to you from our perspective so that you understand and so that I understand.
Because the first time I saw it, I was like, Patron? We're drinking tequila? Great. So Patreon is for less than a cup of coffee, those fancy coffees that y'all like, a day, you can sign up to become one of our members.
A little family.
Exactly. And what does that get us?
It gets us some freebies, some special episodes that other people do not get access to. You can interact with us on a special platform where we can ask you questions and interact with you. It's tons of fun.
Mm-hmm. And even on those special episodes, we might be less censored than we are already. And we're going to have a couple fun ones that we can just kind of throw in there and talk about and laugh and go on tangents and have fun. So I hope that you all enjoy it because we're going to have fun along the way. We're crazy, crazy, crazy excited.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Back to the episode now. Bye.
Gracias.